The Tortoise and the Geese. For as long as anyone could remember, the tortoise had lived by the pond. Every morning he could be found in the shade of the banyan tree, telling long, rambling stories, mostly about himself. The tortoise never had any time to listen to the other animals, and they soon began to avoid him. This didn't stop the tortoise from talking. Every day he would sit telling stories and jokes to an imaginary crowd. The other animals saw this and said, "Poor thing, he's quite mad." That autumn, a pair of young geese landed on the pond, where they saw the tortoise talking to himself. "Hi, Grandad," they chorused. The tortoise turned and looked at them with woeful eyes. "Hello," he rumbled in his deep voice. "And who are you?" "We are the Geese brothers," they replied. Within a few days, the three became good friends and were often seen swimming together on the pond. But all too soon it was time for the geese to return home, and they came to say goodbye to the tortoise. "Please take me with you," pleaded the tortoise. "But you can't fly, Grandad," replied the amazed geese. "I have a cunning plan," whispered the tortoise. "If the two of you can hold this piece of wood, I shall hang on to it with my mouth. When you fly off, you will be carrying me too." "What a clever plan," said the Geese brothers. On the day of departure, word had spread and all the animals gathered to say goodbye. They were a little bit sad. After all, the tortoise had lived there forever. The Geese brothers held the piece of wood with their feet. The tortoise gripped it firmly in his mouth. With a whoosh, the Geese brothers flew up into the sky, with the tortoise dangling from the wood. The other animals gasped as they saw this amazing sight. The trio were soon flying over green fields dotted with trees and lakes where sailboats glided gently in the wind. They flew over dark forests and high mountains. The tortoise had never been abroad, and he watched in amazement. What a large and wonderful world there was to see. He felt quite pleased that his little plan had worked so well. After a while they flew over a large city. Some children playing in a park looked up and gasped, "Look, Mum, a flying tortoise!" "Hush, dear," the mother started to say, and then she too saw the flying tortoise and her jaw dropped. Soon others joined them, and a crowd gathered, all pointing to the sky, clapping and cheering. The tortoise heard the hullabaloo down below and saw the people pointing their fingers in his direction. The tortoise felt annoyed. He thought they were making fun of him, and so he decided to tell them what he thought. The tortoise opened his mouth, lost his grip, and fell. "Help!" he screamed as he hurtled through the air. The tortoise landed heavily on a large leafy bush, where a hare was having his afternoon siesta. "You could have killed me!" screamed the startled hare. "Killed you? What do you mean, killed you?" the tortoise shouted back. Then he stopped and he thought. And when he next opened his mouth, he spoke softly. "I'm sorry, Mr. Hare. Sometimes I talk without thinking, and that's why I landed on you." "What happened?" asked the hare. "Well, that's a long story," said the tortoise. "But if you really want to know, I will be happy to tell you."